Alright guys, what's going on? Kalzain back with another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the tech side of things as opposed to the gaming side. And I apologize for my voice, I've been sick for about the last week. But today we're going to be looking at the iPhone 7 Plus. And I know this is a late review, it's been out for quite a while, but I just got mine about a month ago and I want to talk to you guys about what I see are the pros and cons of iOS and my personal thoughts on this phone in particular. So we'll get right into it. Okay, so I've been a long-term Android user, and mainly I've stuck with Samsung phones. So this is the first time I've ever actually picked up an iPhone. So I wasn't sure about it at first with some of the iOS kind of differences between Android and iOS. But after a month of using this phone, I do have to say that I think this is personally one of the best phones I've ever held in my hand. The best, actually. So, one of the things I think is great about it, and I know this is one of the reasons why people usually say Android's better than iOS, is for the lack of customization, not being able to add custom widgets and change some of the animation stuff. But I actually think that's a plus because I didn't actually use that stuff very much on Android to begin with. And it just saves a little bit of time and space. So if you guys aren't familiar with iPhone, you can see here that you got the just regular app slider. And that's pretty much all you have on your home screens. And then you do have a widget page right here. So it is a little bit more simplified on a lot of things. And I think that that's definitely one of the bonuses of it. But by far one of the best features of this phone is how well it runs. It runs smooth and seamless every time you go to load an app. The fingerprint scanner works great most of the time. I've had a few issues with mine here lately, so I'm not sure if that's just stuff on my fingers or, I may rescan my fingerprint to see if that helps. But overall, this is probably the smoothest and most reliable phone I've ever used. And I've heard a lot of people talk about iOS apps before, how they're more reliable, how they run better than Android. And I do have to say that after using this for quite some time, I do have to agree. I think that the apps run more consistent. I haven't had any major app failures or anything like that going on. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. So I wanted to show you guys what the camera is capable of, because the camera on this phone is by far one of the go-to features for this phone. It's got a 12 megapixel camera, and then it's got optical image stabilization for smooth video. It can take up to 4K video, and it's got a second camera in there for image zoom, so you can zoom in a lot farther and not lose detail. So to show you guys what the camera looks like on this, I'm actually having my wife record this whole video on her iPhone. So this is what you can expect with the iPhone's camera. It's really sharp, as opposed to a lot of your Samsung phones where you have a lot of oversaturation on colors. This phone definitely gets very, very real-world colors, keeps very good color accuracy, and even with it using an IPS LCD display, it still looks really good even though it's 1080p. I think that the image quality is very sharp, and if you can get used to not having the super vivid over-color saturation you have on a lot of your images on your Samsung phones and stuff like that, I think you guys do great with this. Now, one of my biggest gripes about the phone, if you're buying it outright, is the price. It is very, very expensive. I think that this one right here is $850 or $950 if you were buying it outright from Apple. But if you go on Apple's website, they have a device payment on there where you can order from Apple directly, and it has Apple Care Plus in the package. It's like $41 a month for the same phone I have here in my hand. And if you go with the smaller iPhone, it is a little bit cheaper, but the image quality or the resolution is a little bit lower. So I personally recommend, if you don't mind having a big phone, I would go with the 7 Plus. I think it's definitely the way to go. You get a better looking screen, you get better battery life, and It is a little bit more, but I think the features are worth it, and it has a dual camera, which the regular 7 does not. So, and as part of another little side note in this video dealing with this, what I have on the phone here for a case is the Rhino Shield impact, or the impact shield on the back and the front screen, and I have the Rhino Shield crash guard on the outside. And even though I haven't done anything super dangerous with this phone, like drop tests or anything like that, it does seem to hold up really well. I've seen videos where people drop this from up to 50 feet with this thing on here, and the phone was still fine. And overall, I think it's a very durable phone, and it doesn't add a whole lot of bulk to it. You can still hold it. And then if you get this super slick looking jet black finish on the back, you'll definitely want to put one of these on there if you want to be looking at the back screen or the back of the phone, because it scratches ridiculously easy. That is one of my biggest complaints about this phone, and I think this is only an issue with the jet black, but I kept a phone on it for the first 2 weeks I had it while I was waiting on this to come in, and it still has little micro scratches across here, and it will scratch really easy from just normal wear and tear and day-to-day usage. So I would definitely put one of those on there, definitely carry it, or put a case on it in general if you got the jet black finish. So I think that I've covered most of the features on this phone I really like, and I do have to say that if you are an Android user and you've been wondering what using an Apple product's like or using the iPhone is like, I have to say that you will not be disappointed. I think it is a much better experience. I think it is overall just a better quality phone, and I would highly recommend it to you guys. So I think that's going to wrap up this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So today this will be on the tech side of things. So let me know if you guys enjoy this kind of content. If you like the video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you know anyone else that's on the fence about buying this phone, go ahead and send them this video, and I'm going to try to do later a more direct comparison between my Note 5 that I used and my iPhone 7, as well as I've got the Nexus 6, which is also another great phone. It is the more Google experience when it comes to Android. You get a more pure Android experience, so I'll also be featuring that in a video. So let me know what you guys think on the tech side of things, and until next time, I'll catch y'all later.